Here. All right, so happy to be with all of you tonight. I'm very excited to be here tonight with my beautiful friend, Alexandra Sauvé, who is not only my dear friend, but also business partner. If you don't know her yet, you're in for a treat because Alexandra just has the most positive and communicative energy that I have ever seen. She's also a great leader at Arbonne. She's built such a massive business for herself and has helped others to reach actually the top level of this company as well. They all just got back from a beautiful trip to Hawaii, Maui. I hope you'll tell us a bit about that tonight, definitely. And I can't wait to be with you there next year.
We're counting down the days.
Yes. So Alex and I, we work together, we travel together, we laugh together, and we also constantly try to grow our minds together, which is also a lot of fun. And yeah, so today we're on here just to share about exactly what it is that we do. I know that this opportunity changed my life thanks to her 6 years ago. So I'm always so excited to just be able to talk about it in case it could actually help somebody else like it did me. So on that note, Alex, I'm going to hand it off to you. So maybe you can share a bit about your story.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. And even as you're starting it off, I'm like beaming with so much happiness. I love doing this business. I love doing it with you. And I'm just so excited about everything that's to come. And just like you said, we just got back from beautiful Hawaii. And I'm honestly pinching myself, you guys. Like, I've been to Hawaii 6 times paid by Arbonne. It literally makes me want to like bubble up and bawl my eyes out, which is basically what I did for nearly all those days that I was over there. Just feeling so much gratitude for having said yes to this business. And one of the things is, it's so funny because looking from the outside in, when I was first approached this business 10 plus years ago, I was 24 years old. I was 30,000 plus in credit card debt. I don't know if anybody relates to that. I was going to bed. I was working a 9 to 5. I was working in the field that I had studied in. And, you know, from the outside looking in, it looked all right. And from the outside, me looking into Arbonne, I was like, I don't want to do that thing. And I didn't understand why I didn't want to. And I had negation about this kind of business. And so when I was first approached, I said no. And thankfully, my pleasant sponsor was pleasantly persistent. And I thank my lucky stars every single day that I took a look at this opportunity. And that's one of the reasons why we're coming on here live. And we're also here sharing this opportunity. We continuously share it because it may or may not be for everyone, but if it does, something that we say tonight speaks to you, dig deeper. And I really want to thank you for taking time out to be curious. I'm thanking you for on behalf of your higher self. I'm thanking you because being not curious is like the worst mistake we can all make in every one of our lives. And I am so grateful that I was curious enough to take a look at this business. And I literally went to that monthly meeting just to say thanks, but no thanks. And just to get my sponsor to stop being so pleasantly persistent. And I listened to the whole business opportunity. It was presented by another executive national vice president who was at the top 1% of the business. And you can go see all those facts at earnings.arbonne.com. And she shared the kind of life that she made. And let's be honest, anybody can go and work really hard and go buy themselves a trip to Hawaii, okay? But there's something so special about what she conveyed to me that night. And it was really about the energy I could feel around her, the energy I felt in that room. I had never seen an environment of people supporting each other the way that I did when I walked into that meeting. I saw an opportunity to get healthier. And at the time I was like 20 plus, a little bit more in pounds overweight than what I am today. I was definitely not in a healthy state. My mindset was always a little bit foggy. I was overworking myself, drinking Diet Coke like a crazy person, on a diet, like always in and out of a diet. And so I saw this business as a great opportunity to not only be part of something positive, start to make a little bit of extra income on the side without necessarily changing too much. It was like, if I said no to this, nothing much was going to change, right? Like if you say no, your life stays the same. And if I said yes, the simplicity of saying yes was that I was saying yes to $59 Canadian business, $49 US business to get started with an online platform that therefore people could shop products directly online, be shipped directly to their house. And I was already going to wash myself if I said no to Arbonne. I was already going to probably use some protein shakes. I was probably already going to wash my hair anyways if I didn't say yes to Arbonne. I was going to buy those kind of products that Arbonne has to offer somewhere else. And so when I said yes to Arbonne that night, I was like, this seemed like such a no-brainer. Instead of shopping somewhere else, I was going to shop in my own store and teach and train other people on all the amazing benefits that I had now just learned. So fun fact, Arbonne Takes Away is a 42-year-old company, okay? 42 years, it's actually going on 43 years in a couple of days. Arbonne's about to have their birthday. And the founder of Arbonne in 1980 saw a major opportunity that women were using way too much chemicals on their skin. And what you put on your body goes directly in your bloodstream within 20 seconds. And he saw how many chemicals were being put in the products that people use on a day-to-day basis, whether it's sulfate from the hair shampoo, and sulfate is one of the leading causes of hair loss today, still today in 2023. And when you look at the products that people put on their body in the US, there's only 12 or so ingredients that are banned. In Canada, there's about 350 ingredients, which we would think that Canadians were doing better. But when you look at European standards, there's over 1,600 ingredients banned. And so I'm super proud to have taken a look at Arbonne and to have recognized that Arbonne's been taking away over 2,000 ingredients that could be potentially harmful for our health every single day in every single one of their products. And so that was one of the biggest things that when I walked in that meeting, I thought, okay, this feels like a no-brainer. And she started to explain the lifestyle that she was able to build through this. And she was able to walk away from her government job, was able to stay home with her kids. And of course, she represented the top 1%. But it was easily like feasible for me to understand that she had built this business like a real business, but she didn't have to actually walk away from her full-time job to build this like a real business. She worked it in the spare times, like the spare time that we spend either watching Netflix on our couch at night or eating lunch with the same people every single day. Instead, she decided to take those times out and maximize her time and be able to build something for herself. And one of my favorite speakers on the planet, Jim Rohn, who's unfortunately passed away, he's actually, fun fact, the initial mentor to one of my favorite speakers and motivational speakers on the planet, Tony Robbins, which I've had the pleasure of participating in so many of his events. And Jim Rohn used to say, you work full-time on your job and you work part-time on your fortune. And when I left that meeting, you guys, as much as I walked into that first initial meeting saying thanks, but no thanks, there was something inside of me that was planted. And I just thought, what if I became a top 1% in this business? What if I gave it everything I had and I actually committed myself and I had the fundamental belief that I could be it? And I left that meeting, you guys, and I didn't sleep for weeks. And I could probably say months and even years in the beginning of my business, just thinking about and dreaming about the possibilities and literally falling in love with everything that this business had to offer. And today, I look at the life that I've been able to create through this. I absolutely treated this like a real business. And what I'm mostly excited about is that 2023, Forbes magazine just took out an article saying that the top 3 highest paying jobs that are right now predicted to be in 2023 are affiliate marketing and digital marketing. And fun fact, Arbonne's been an expert at that for the last 43 years. And so the only determining factor whether people are successful in this or not is your willingness to actually work. And of course, to build to the top 1%, I can tell you as somebody who was not a 1%, who was not raised by people who were in 1%, I don't think I've had 1%ers in my family. I literally love the fact that I was able to be mentored by other people who were in the 1%. I was able to learn a 1% mindset building this business. And so going from where I was, thinking that I was a victim of my circumstances, to saying yes to this business, a simple transition and a simple way of becoming an entrepreneur, to then finding out that I was pregnant a couple of years later into my journey with Arbonne, and realizing that I had the opportunity to not be one of those working moms and to be able to build a business around my life and not the other way around, has been one of the biggest blessings. Because now my daughters are now 8 and I've got another one that's 3 years old, and they have literally never seen me work a full-time job ever. All they've ever seen me do is Arbonne. And that to me is far better than, like, you can go see earnings.arbonne.com and see at the top level, at the top 1%, the average earnings right now are approximately $220,000 per year. That's awesome. I'm so proud of that accomplishment. And just like Charlotte said, she's one step away from getting there. And I'm just so thrilled to be watching other people grow. One of my favorite quotes that I actually just read yesterday, which I want to read off to you guys right now, because this really conveys what Arbonne represents to me, is to be your own boss. And to also, when you focus on developing people rather than chasing achievement, you will discover personal fulfillment. But more than that, you'll plant a seed of significance in the lives of others. And that's what Arbonne's been able to provided for my life and for me to be able to offer to other people. So not only have I seen it be able to be such an awesome gift for me to become an entrepreneur, to be able to teach my kids what it is to be achieving things and to be pushing through stuff. And in North America, I think we have a misconception of what failure looks like, because the reality is if I ask any entrepreneur, have you failed? And they say no to me, I can put money on it that they're not an entrepreneur. I failed my way through this business. I failed my way to the top, and I can teach and train other people. And that's one of the things that I love the most, is that we get mentored by other people who are successful, and you learn that every single person who's successful in life will fail their way. So if failure is something that you're challenged with or scared of, there's no way of failing unless you quit in a business like this. That's the fun part. And the second fun part is the fact that you get to choose who you work with. And I have the pleasure, of course, of working with Charlotte and so many amazing people that I literally call family now. And watching it through the eyes of my kids, as I was heading out to Hawaii, which is a paid +1 trip every single year for the top 1%, Arbonne spoils us like crazy. They check us in. They offer us a gift. And when I walked in, they gave us a Fendi gift this year. And beyond awesome luxury stuff that I was not raised with or knew anything about, has so much meaning to me, because this company, we become the asset of the company, because the company doesn't pay for marketing. We are literally a B Corp certified company, which is our Nobel Prize of certifications. If you go look at what that means that it's a company that values people and profit, and they have to show they already favor planet and people over the profits. They're a profitable company, but they show their scores. So all across the line, it's a mission-driven company, and I love being part of that. And the more that we grow this company, the more that they compensate us. So as we walked in, they gave us some Fendi. And on stage that day, after the day the training started, they said, we offered you some Fendi for the significance of what F means. And they said, you can decide to feel fear. You can decide to put your focus on fear or faith. Choose faith over fear. And I think that says so much about where we're at right now in the world. And I hope that for you, that you see the energy that we have to convey today with all the amazing possibilities and the simplicity. I literally always say, like, starting an Arbonne business is a Snickers decision. And when I was in Hawaii, my daughter was with her family, my husband's family, and people had to take time off to come watch the kids. And my 8-year-old said to her uncle, why don't you just do Arbonne like my mom? Like, didn't understand how somebody would have a 9-to-5 or would work for somebody else. And so just for a split second, treat yourself like you're a 5 or an 8-year-old and think about the simplicity of what this business has to offer, is that you're already using this stuff. I definitely, one apprehension that most people have is to become a salesperson. And I will tell you that I definitely had that apprehension, but today, in 2023, health and wellness is one of the fastest growing industries. Online business is the fastest growing industries. I love the fact that I don't hold inventory, that I don't have to deliver products, that I'm literally offering people and showing people stuff that I'm personally using myself, that they were probably looking for at another store. And every single client and person that I've ever showed Arbonne to, the number one thing that they say when they first initially start, beyond the results that they get in the long run using it, they always say, oh my God, it tastes so good. So that's really fun facts for Arbonne. And I hope that this gives you just a little snippet of what we have to offer in our amazing company. And I'm going to pass it off to Charlotte, because she definitely has much more expertise, as opposed to me, who went from having a total employee mindset to becoming an entrepreneur through this journey. Charlotte definitely has a different journey. And if you're wondering how we met, we actually just met randomly in a shopping mall. So you might not know who you're going to meet that you're going to do business with, but I can tell you, one of the biggest gifts in this business is literally attracting, like a magnet, the right people, that you become who you are, right? We attract who we are. We become who we hang out with is who we become. And the funny thing is that the more that we vibrate high and the more that we actually have an entrepreneurial mindset and a leadership mindset, well, funny enough, we attract other leaders and entrepreneurs. So I feel so blessed to have attracted this incredible leader in my business. And of course, like we said, she's family now. So Charlotte, I'll let you share what your testimony as to how this is an amazing entrepreneurial venture.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your story. I never get tired of it. And I'm looking here, I'm on the Zoom. There's a bunch of people on the Zoom here. And what I love also about this company is that there are so many different people with different backgrounds, different education, doing the same business and achieving big goals. And I love that, it's open to so many different types of people. I mean, I know your story so well, and I have watched the progress that you've made in the past years. I've watched you transform a life that was already pretty amazing when I started to something absolutely out of this world. And I'm really so proud of you, and you deserve it all. If you're watching this live on Facebook, then you probably know me already, but I'm going to tell you a bit about myself. If you don't know me, then you should reach out to me because I want to know you. But yeah, so I am also an independent consultant and I'm an executive regional vice president. I plan on hitting the top of this company, the top 1% by the end of this year. And I started 6 years ago. Before that, I've always been an entrepreneur and I'm more of the artistic kind of person. I went to art school, never imagined myself doing a 9-to-5. I've always wanted a life of freedom and flexibility and have actually before Arbonne never been able to achieve it. Don't know if anybody can relate to that, but that was like a big issue in my life. I became an entrepreneur very young because I wanted to create this life of freedom. And in my head, it seemed to me that it was a better option rather than getting a 9-to-5. And well, even though my company was actually pretty successful, very soon after it was off the ground, I found myself working all the time, having like no time for myself whatsoever. So the so-called time freedom from entrepreneurship, that was like, no way, that didn't exist. I was actually not making personally any money at all. I've always felt underpaid because my company was always taking all the money in and it had such big needs because it was growing all the time. And I was totally stressed out all of the time and taking care of all kinds of responsibilities and stuff that I probably didn't know much about that I was learning on. And it was like a hard learn because, you know, that it was just like the most stressful experience, honestly, that I could imagine. And it was every single day. It was to the point that, you know, I was scared of going to my office because I didn't know like the problems that I didn't know how I was going to take care of these problems that were huge sometimes for this huge company. And to make a very long story short, I did at one point, you know, I figured I knew I had to change my life because I was just so depressed and totally not living the life that I wanted. I managed to sell that company and I moved to Canada and I reluctantly got a job because I didn't want to become an entrepreneur. I swore to myself I would never become an entrepreneur again, that I didn't want to have any more responsibilities. I just wanted to feel free and unstressed. Okay. And honestly, that job turned out to be like the most boring thing I've ever done in my life. But I'm so grateful for the confirmation, first of all, that it gave me that I was not made for the 9-to-5. Okay. And I'm also forever grateful to that job because it's there that I met Alexandra, who was an absolute stranger the day she walked in that store and who, yeah, introduced me to Arbonne. And at the time, even though, well, I'd actually never heard of network marketing and I had never heard of Arbonne, didn't know this kind of company existed, like didn't have a clue. And so even when Alex was telling me, you know, what she was doing, how successful she was, and more importantly, showing me, even like without meaning to, I think like the quality of life that she was living, I didn't believe her, honestly. I mean, I loved the person and I knew like she seemed genuine and all, but I didn't believe it was possible to be living that kind of life. It seemed way too good to be true. But Alex was smart and she encouraged me to try products, which I did for free. I felt really privileged, you know, it's like, oh, okay, you know, I got these free products for it and, you know, it made me feel special. I was happy and I tried them on and then honestly, I was hooked because I saw results on my skin. I saw results on my face. And if you've known me for like my years, maybe back in Morocco or whatever, like I had really bad skin from the stress, from not taking care of myself, from like the sun, all of that. And since I had such great results, I was inspired to look into the industry and the company. And what I realized when I actually did do my homework was that it was exactly what I had been praying for all of these years, except that it's true, it was a network marketing company and I had no network because I had just arrived in Montreal and didn't know anybody. And I definitely was not from the health and wellness industry. I had like really bad habits. I didn't even know they were bad habits. They were so bad. Okay. And it's like I had no idea how I was going to build this business, if it was even possible for me. But I figured, you know what, let's give it a go, because what I did see was the freedom and the unlimited potential for people. And I also saw that, you know, people were succeeding everywhere in the world. There are thousands of people succeeding and living great lives, and they all seem to be happy. And you know what? I think that's what we want, basically. It comes in different forms or whatever for different person, but we want to be happy. And to be happy means to have less stress, to be able to take care of people that we love, to be able to go where we want, to live where we want, and not have to go to bed at night stressing about how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to pay this? And I'm not spending enough time with my kids and I never go anywhere, whatever it is for you. We want happiness. And I saw these people were happy, and that inspired me because I haven't been around a lot of happy people, a lot. And I think that's something really special. So that's one of the reasons why I jumped in. And honestly, since then, I've learned so much, and I get more excited all the time. And it's because there's always so much to do, and there's always new going on and new possibilities, and there's always a next level, and there's always new people. And I really enjoy also helping people to be happy and to get what they want as well. So it's not only the clients, it's also the teams, it's everybody. We are consultants. That's what we do. We consult people on how to better their lives. And that's actually an amazing feeling. Also, being a part of a company that's been around for like decades, and that really, for me, felt great because I knew that the responsibility would not be on me. They had already proven that, they knew what they were doing, that they were the best in the market, that they weren't going anywhere, and that they were able to help people succeed in their lives. So those are basically the reasons that I started my company. Also, I did want to get healthier, and I have so much, like my whole life has changed in that aspect and for the people around me. I loved the fact, like Alex said, that there was no risk. It's true, there's no risk involved in building an Arbonne business. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll give it a try and see how it goes, and then we'll see. And what I discovered was, that Arbonne also has a holistic approach to health and wellness. I mean, you probably know that we have products and all of that, but the fact that, we have skincare, the fact that we have nutrition, that we work on the mindset as much as anything else is really something very special to this company. And I think that everybody around us nowadays wants to take better care of their health, that take care of their family's health. We want to take care of the planet. We want to use better products. We want to use products that work. We want to use products that won't harm the environment, that won't harm us. And yeah, we want results. This is what Arbonne offers. We want results, and we want accountability from the companies that we support. How important is that to you? I know that that's very important to me, and that's exactly what Arbonne offers and proves it with their B Corp certification that you should definitely look up. I know I've talked about it a bunch on this page, so you can scroll down if you're looking at, because you'll find, because it is so important. I want to encourage B Corp corporations. And Arbonne also provides accountability through us, the consultants, because our job is to serve people and to help them fill their needs. Our job is to find what's best for them, to give them the best possible service before, during, and after the sale. We are accountable. We are people. People don't reach out to a company. They reach out to people that they know. So I think, these are all the reasons why it's just such a great time to be starting a business. It's so cheap. You start for $59. This is a joke. For $59, you get your own website online. People can start shopping on your website like the next minute. It's crazy. I've made my own websites for other companies. It cost me a fortune. And like, they were never updated. It was like total stress, doing the pictures, putting out the prices, doing the inventory, the marketing, whatever. This for $59, you get it like the next minute, okay? And then afterwards, all that we do is, like Alex said, we use the products, we share the products, we help people get what it is that they're looking for, we find what's best for them, and then we get paid on that. We get paid every single week. So someone who starts a business today can be paid next week on their sales. And we also get paid if we decide to build teams. Not everybody wants to do that, but if you want to become a leader, build a team, help other people to be successful, you will also get overrides on your team's sales, which creates residual income, by the way, which is what absolutely everybody should be striving for in their lives. And I think that everybody kind of knows nowadays that we have to diversify our sources of income. But the best way to create income is when you're not actually doing all the work yourself, which doesn't mean that you won't work. It just means that you're getting paid on much more work than what it is that you're actually doing yourself. And we can earn cash bonuses. Like Alex said, we can earn incentives, incentive trips. We can earn 2 incentive trips per year, plus the trip to Hawaii for national vice presidents. And we can earn all types of income. Some people will be earning a couple $100 a month. Some people will be earning thousands. Some people will be earning tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. It depends on what you're willing to invest your time and energy in. Whatever it is that you want, it's possible if you're willing to work for it. And there's never been a better time to start an Arbonne business, because we offer, so much flexibility, time, most beautiful products, online businesses, you name it. I think it's just really the best possible, like the best opportunity out there. And thousands of people are doing it and achieving great things. So why not you? The question, really that Alex asked me, I'm just going to finish it off with that, like 6 years ago, was, if you don't change anything, where will you be in 5 years from now? And I was like, oh my God, I do not want to even think about it. Well, for sure, I don't want to be where I'm now, and it's not looking good for me in 5 years. And so I thought, I told myself 5 years from now, is something major has to change. I have to do it now. And that's why I took that little leap of faith, that, tiny little step, which was really nothing. And it changed everything for me. I love what I do. I work with some of the smartest, most inspiring people I have ever seen. Like, they blow my mind, actually. And I have absolute freedom of my schedule, no boss, no employees, no overhead costs. I get to travel as often as I want to. And last year I traveled every single month of the year because I could take my business with me. And so that's it. I think that's really, basically what we wanted to share. If anything that we have said tonight actually speaks to you, well, I would encourage you to get your questions answered. Try the products for sure, because you're going to love them. Get back to the person who invited you to connect to this, or get back to me. And I hope you choose to join us. I look forward to meeting you. I hope that you choose to join our team. 2023 is going to be an amazing year. We are going to achieve so much. It's going to be great. And I hope you decide to be a part of it with us. So thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. And we'll talk soon.
Thanks, everyone.